Hi, I'm Sandy, and welcome to Life with Sandy. Well, good morning. Today is Tuesday, May 3rd. I don't know if you can hear, but it is raining. So I didn't get my walk in today, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to walk outside today at all because it's 100% chance of rain all single day. So I thought, what better day than today to get some running around done. Well, hey, dude. So I thought I'd take you along. But we have a birthday today. Today is Nancy. I want to make sure I say your name right, Nancy, because it's a long one. Gronemeyer, Gronemeyer. Nancy, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nancy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you have a great birthday. We don't have a lot to do today, but I got a little bit I'm getting a haircut. I can't stand. I know people say your hair is short, Sandy. I can't stand it. It's too. I got wings going on and the whole shot. I was going to change my glasses to match, and I didn't remember to do that because I like to be matchy-patchy. Everything else about me matches, but not that. So we're going to go get my hair cut first, and then we got to go to the dollar store because I got to get my May birthday cards. I got to get a sympathy card for Don over at WV Running Don. His mom passed away. I'm so sorry, Don. I remember you and your family in my prayers. And then one friend is having a birthday Friday, so I got to get her a birthday card. I almost forgot. I have to send it today, so I'll make sure it gets there on time. And then I have grandkids and sisters and daughter-in-laws, and I got a whole bunch of people have birthdays this month, so I gotta get some birthday cards. And then I gotta go to the post office and get some stamps. I thought I might as well pay my post office box fee and get some more stamps, and then drop off a few letters that I have, and the birthday cards and the sympathy card that I'm gonna get. And then go home, and I think I'm gonna have a vegetable platter for my lunch. Yesterday I was eating my apple. I have when I go to the dentist, I can't leave my mouth open for too long because the side of my jaw locks on me all the time. And then I gotta go like that to, work it back in. But when I was eating my apple, I took too big of a bite. I bit too big to get too big of a bite. Piggy, Sandy, to get a bite of my apple in. And I threw my jaw off. And I had a hard time chewing yesterday. I really did. And I really thought that when I went to bed last night, that when I would relax, it would be, I'd wake up in the morning and it would be all fine and dandy. No, it's still sore. So I'm hoping the vegetables are pretty soft. So I'm thinking I'm going to probably be on a soft food diet today. Not a seafood diet where I see everything and eat it, but a soft food diet. But then again, vegetables aren't really that soft. So we'll just see how it goes. And then, trying to think what else we're going to do. I got to call. I keep forgetting because I'm supposed to call to get a biopsy done on my thyroid. I keep forgetting, so I put it out on the counter so I would remember. And I saw it this morning, and I thought, oh yeah, I got to call. And I forgot. So when I get home, I got to call back. Remind me. I know. By the time you see this, I would have already forgotten or already did it. But, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to watch my Tag Tuesday videos. Jim is really getting into these, so I think that once Jimmy does come back, because Jimmy is coming back, trust me, he is coming back. And we are going to get back to our Ask Us Anything. But he just wants to get all this tiny little bits and pieces done. The pieces, bits and pieces. You said you loved me, but you know I was wrong. I remember when I got that record, we used to go up to the record store and buy the records all the time. And then, obviously, that's why you went to the record store. Well, maybe not. Maybe just to listen to some songs. But anyway, I'd buy the record, and I'd come home and play it on my... We'd play it first in the store to make sure it didn't skip. It never skipped. But, we always played it in the store before we bought it. And then I would come home, and I would play it on my record player upstairs. And my mother used to get so mad because the Dave Clark 5 used to stomp their feet. Boom, 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 as they were going on. And so whenever I would play the record, I would pretend like I was playing the guitar, like the air guitar, and I would be stamping my feet. My mother would say, "Stop doing that! It sounds like you're coming through the ceiling." Oh, okay, and then I tried to go real light. No, that didn't work. I remember when I would have sleepovers and we'd be whispering, we'd think we'd be so quiet. My mother, "If you don't go to sleep right now, Mary Kay is going to go home in the dark by herself." And we'd say, "Shh." And then we'd be, just so many good memories. A lot of times people say they wouldn't want to go back and do it again. I would. I had a really good life. I had some hard times in there. Everybody does. But I'd like to go back knowing then what I know now. Because then it would be a whole better experience all the way around. But maybe not. Maybe all the little challenges I faced made me who I am today, which I really do think they did make me who I am today. So I'm going to park over here. I do think it makes a difference in how your life turns out, is the struggles that you face along the way. So, okay, we're here now. Well, I ended our previous conversations kind of abruptly, didn't I? Anyway, here's my haircut. I don't know. I know. I never really know if I'm going to like it or not until the first time after I wash it. All right, you don't know what I'm doing. Okay. There, I'm waiting for you. Like I said, I don't know until after I wash it tomorrow if I like it or not, because it's just the way they cut it, and it's a matter of how I can brush it once it's wet. We'll see. But it was nice enough. I had a $5 off coupon, so it only cost me $12, so it wasn't too bad. I did tip. Don't get yelling at me. I did tip. Anyway, now we're on our way to the dollar store to get my cards for the month of May and my other stuff. But there was a cute little girl. She was probably 2. She had a little Supergirl outfit on. She had a cape. She was so cute. And she actually talked to me. Usually little kids are afraid of old people. But no, she talked to me. We had fun. She let me play with some of her toys. I know, I shouldn't touch people's toys and stuff like that, but it's just, you got to eat a peck of dirt before you die, I guess. I don't know where that's saying, if that's even really true, but anyway, the only problem I hate getting my hair cut is my hair is starting to thin. As thick as my hair is, it is starting to thin. And I have bald spots now, so I was trying to be cautious of that. And then I know they go from a little clip of paper. I know if you went to the same, I know. If you went to the same stylist, they would know how you like your haircut. But then you got to pay more money. I know this is hit and miss for me, but you know what? I'm a hit and miss kind of girl. So I really don't have a problem with it. If I don't like it, you know what? It'll grow. Just do something different next time. That's all I got to think about. So, all right, see what a quick little jaunt that was. Less than 2 minutes. I was trying to figure out, was that a man or a woman? It's a man. Well, people look at me and say, "Is that a man or a woman?" And then they go, "Can I help you, sir?" Who am I to judge? Okay, let's go see what damage we can do at the dollar store. I won't get great buys like Kim and Joan and Dee seem to get when they go to their Dollar Tree, because I don't really get that many. But I'll try. We'll try. How's that sound? I have to remember I have a microphone on my seatbelt because I took it off too soon and it went flying. But we're done at the dollar store, so let me show you my treasures, which are not very big treasures. But anyway, I've got some folders because I need to organize my file cabinet a little bit better. So I got some folders, and then I got some wiffle balls for Sebastian because he was complaining that he didn't have any baseballs. I got a little soap dish to hold my soap in the shower. I got a pad to keep notes on. And got all my cards for the month. Came to $12.49. Not the dollar store anymore. It's the $1.25 store. But even with that, my cards are only 50 cents, so that wasn't bad. But for as much as I got for $12, I can't complain. So I'm going to address my cards here and then go across the street to the post office, and we'll go from there. How's that sound? I'm going to take the microphone off now before I forget. Well, note to self. Do not go to the post office at lunchtime, because I forgot they only have one teller at lunchtime. So I was in there 25 minutes just to buy 2 books of stamps. Oh well, what else was I going to do? Nothing much, I guess. Now we're on our way to the bank because I have to get some moolah to put in the card. So we'll go from there. I did promise on my tag video that I will give you the story about Jim's brother in Algonac where he got beat. He did. He got literally beat by his mother with the crutch. All right, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to go over here just to get out of the way. I know this is totally illegal, and I do it all the time. But you know what? Everybody else does it too, so it's not like I'm the only one that does it. Oh, I could have made it. I'm going to go right now. There's a guy on a motorcycle in the rain. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, he's dedicated, or else that's his only mode of transportation. Anyway, we used to go all the time up in the summer. Jim's parents always rented a campsite up at Algonac. Sometimes they stayed at least 2 weeks, but sometimes they stayed like the entire month. And Jim and I would go all the time. We'd go up there. Well, the one weekend, Tom wanted to go too with his new girlfriend, Jackie. They wanted to go up to Algonac, and he didn't know how to get there. So we went with him, and he had a brand new, he only had it like maybe a month, maybe 2 months, a 67 Wildcat. It was red. It was gorgeous. It was a nice car. So he drove up there. We had a really nice day there. And we had a little picnic. We went across the ferry. Back then you could just get on the ferry and go over to Canada. You didn't have to have all this, give up your firstborn and all that to get into the other country. And so we did that. We walked around in Canada a little bit, and then we came back, and we had brought a blanket, and we were laying on the blanket, making out. And Tom wanted to have the blanket, and so he was agitating Jim. Now, Jim always says he's such an easygoing guy. For the most part, he is. But, if you push him too far, he's going to snap. So Tom kept, kicking at him and saying, get off the blanket, I want the blanket. Get off the blanket, I want the blanket. And Jim kept saying, no, if you wanted a blanket, you should have brought a blanket. Go in the house and get one of Mom's. Well, Jim's mother didn't want you to put blankets on the ground, obviously, because she's going to sleep at night with it. She didn't want to pick up any extra ants and stuff like that. So he said, no, I want this blanket. You and Sandy been on there long enough. And Jim says, well, I brought the blanket. Go sit in your car. You brought the car. And then they just started agitating. And so he kept kicking him and kicking him. Not kicking him hard, but like poking, kicking. And Jim kept saying, don't kick me again. Don't kick me again. And Tom kept laughing at Jim. And Jim didn't like being laughed at. So Jim got up and he ran over to Tom's car. And he says, you think it's funny? And Tom said, yeah. And he says, you really think it's funny? And Tom said, yeah. And so then Jim kicked in the whole side panel of the back of his car and caved it completely in. And Tom went into a rage. And he went chasing after Jim all through this park. And I don't know if you've ever been camping in state parks. They're like little streets. And so he couldn't catch him. Tom couldn't catch Jim because Jim was pretty fast. So he got in his car and started chasing Jim down with the car, trying to run him over because he was in such a rage. And Jim would stand in the middle of the road and taunt Tom, and then at the last minute jump out of the way. And he kept doing this. He running around and going all up through the whole state park. And so it came that the counselors or the park rangers or whatever called the state police to come in to solve the situation. Well, in the meantime, Jim's mother was just getting back from going in town to get some groceries, and so they wouldn't let anybody into the park because of that, because of the commotion with the state police. So she kept saying, what's the holdup? What's the holdup? Why can't we get in? And the park ranger says, well, there's two idiots that are running around in the park that are trying to hit each other. See, the one guy's trying to hit the other guy with the car, and we can't figure out what's going on with that. Oh, I parked too far away. I'm going to really stretch. So Jim's mom says, well, you need to get those people and you need to throw their butts in jail. That's the deal. Oh, your microphone came off. That's why. I'm trying to give them the microphone. That makes it easier. Let me take this off for 1 minute. 1 minute, please. Make sure I didn't turn you off. I gotta get straightened. Get in here a little closer. Ooh. That was just too much of a stretch for me. So anyway, hi, I just need a nice, crisp $50 bill.
Sure, give me just a minute.
Okay, thank you. So, what do you call it? So they, like they're sitting in the car, and then they see the police car coming with two desperados sitting in the back seat, and Jim's mom goes, well, I'm so glad you got them both. And she looks in the car and she sees it's her kids. She went into a rage. She just went into a rage. So they brought him back to the police station. So Jim's dad had to go and get them out of the police station and brought them back. So 1 minute, please. Well, first I thought she gave me $100 bill. That would have been even nicer. That would have been like worth the wait. So anyway, she brought them back, and so she said that she started yelling at the both of them, and then I guess Jim must have got lippy with her or something, because Jim, like as much as he doesn't like to say it, Jim was the favorite. And you can ask any one of his brother or his sisters, and they will tell you that Jim was the favorite. Jim's mother, Bertie at the time, had fallen off the slide and had broke her leg. And so she was in a cast walking around on crutches, and she was just like sitting on our blanket because they had got back from wherever they were at. And Jim started mouthing off to his mother, and she picked up Bertie's crutch, and she started wailing on Jim with that crutch. And Jim's dad had to come and break it up. It was like a whole fiasco. I thought the police were going to come again. It was just like a whole thing. So she knew that she couldn't send the both of them home because she was afraid that they would kill each other. Not kill each other literally, but So she told Jim that he had to stay because Tom drove. It was Tom's... Where'd my microphone go? Why do I keep losing my microphone? I don't know how much you're hearing. I might have to do a voiceover. I have to figure out a better place to put that because I keep forgetting it's there. But anyway, they got back to the camp. Jim started mouthing off to his mom. I don't know how much you heard. He started mouthing off to his mom, and so she picked up Bertie's crutch because Bertie had a broken leg, and she was sitting on our blanket, and she started wailing on him. And then Jim's dad pulled him apart. Not pulled him apart, but took the crutch away from Jim's mother. And then he said, well, you have to go home now. And then Jim's mom said, well, they're not going home together. They'll kill each other. So she said that they had to, Tom was going to go home. Well, Tom didn't know how to get home because he never been there before. And so Jim's dad says, oh, Sandy knows the way. They've been up here many, many, many times. She'll know the way home. Jim, you're staying here. I'll drive you home tomorrow night when I go home to go to work. And because he would just come up for the weekends and then go home and work during the week. So it was really raining, and it just started raining, and it got really dark and foggy and storming. And we get in the car, and at this one point where you're supposed to turn right to get on the expressway, to turn left to get on the expressway, I told Tom to turn right to get on the expressway. And so we started driving, and he was like mad anyhow, and he was driving way too fast. And I kind of looked around, and then I thought, oh my gosh, we're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. So then I told him, I said, oh Tom, I'm really sorry, but we're going the wrong way. We're about, because we came into Port Huron, which is like north of Detroit. And so he was so pissed that he turned around in those illegal lanes, you know, where the state police always wait to give you a ticket. Like it always says, this is not a turnaround zone. He turned around in there. You couldn't see. It was so foggy. I don't think the visibility was less than a mile, maybe even less, like a half a mile. It was like the next car, it was there, and it was. And so usually to get from Port Huron to our home in Detroit, it takes at least 50 minutes, maybe 55, to get from that point in Port Huron to our house in Detroit. He drove like such a maniac that we made it home in 27 minutes. I was going to shit, I know that's swearing, but I was going to shit my pants. I was so scared. And he would come up on a car, and it must have been over. He didn't even have, if anybody would have been next to us, we would have sideswiped him. He just was, the Lord was watching us, because he was like zigzagging all the way home. And even his girlfriend, Jackie, she was like yelling at him, and I was yelling at him, and he was yelling at us, and oh my gosh, I didn't think I was going to make it home. And I never got in the car with him again after that. I swore I would never drive with him again, and I never did, because he scared me that bad. And then Jim came home like the next night when Jim's dad was there, and went to work, and it was like nothing ever happened. It was just like, that was the end of it. So it was like, but I have never ever seen his mom so mad. She was so humiliated that it was her two sons, not even just one of them, but both of them, and that they had to shut the entire park down for them. So Jim had to pay for the fixing of the car. Even though Tom had insurance, they didn't file a claim, because Jim had to use his own money to repair the damage to the car. But it was always a thing that they brought up in their family all the time after that. You know, like, oh, remember when Jim kicked in the side of Tom's car? And then Tom was never too happy to hear about that. But so that's the story. That's Jim's mother going crazy. But I don't know, back then, I know that was beating. And I know, like, when my father hit us with the belt, my mother never hit us with the belt, but my father hit us with the belt. And I survived. I know that's a form of child abuse now, but I don't know. I don't know. They say that it teaches fear, not respect. But I always respected my father, and I never feared him. I did fear getting hit with the belt. Well, don't get me wrong about that. But then, you know, it kind of got me in check that, you know, hey, I'm going to have to, because I can only remember really getting hit one time. The boys got it more than the girls. I got it that one time because I was the oldest and I was supposed to keep everybody in control. But for the most part, it was mostly the boys that got it. And, you know, they always respected my dad. So, like I said, a different time, I know. I would never ever think. I never hit my kids with a belt or anything like that. They got their spankings on the bottom. I mean, I never beat them or anything, but they got a good clip on the butt if they did something wrong. And when they went to school, I always told them too, the first thing I'm going to look at your report card is not your grades. The first thing I'm going to look at is the little the corner thing with your respect and attitude at school, because you will get all A's. Do not come home with a B in respecting your teacher. Do not ever come home. And you know, for Jimmy, as much as Jimmy was Jimmy, even in Mr. Gunt's class, well, Mr. Gunt's class, he mostly got B's, because Mr. Guntz wasn't really one to have patience for Jimmy. But for the most part, the teachers, and even the nuns, kind of knew that Jimmy had some kind of a learning, which they didn't know back then, but he did have some sort of a learning disability. Not so much a learning disability, attention span. He has a very short attention span, which I think he gets from me, because I don't really have a really good attention span myself. But Jimmy is really smart. He can do whatever, you know, like he can figure anything out. And that's why I say that college is not for everybody. If your child is smart enough to go to college, I'm really happy for you. I really am. But if your child is just smarter than Jimmy, like carpentry, he's a builder. He'll go by blueprints, but he can build something without a blueprint. That's his niche. So I don't think that any child should have any kind of shame that they didn't go to college. But as long as they try to better their life and learn something to sustain their life, that's all that really matters, in my opinion. But, okay, we are home now. I will remember the microphone is on. I will remember to call. Thank you for reminding me. Make my appointment. I'll do that as soon as I get in. And, I didn't even have my lights on. So busy talking about Tom not having his lights and all that on. But so we're home. It's going to be a long video again. I know that tag video was really long. But Jim was a talker. So, like I am now right now. So, and I got to go to the bathroom. Okay, talk to you soon. Okay, for brunch, I'm going to have a vegetable and fruit platter with a hard-boiled egg, a couple pieces of naan bread. The vegetables are all 0 points. My quarter cup of avocado is 3 points. 3 naan breads makes it 6. And 4 points for 3 tablespoons of the dip. So it's a 10-point brunch. But this is my breakfast and my lunch, along with some tea. But he's got a hat on.
I do have a hat on.
But you look more rested, at least.
I am. I haven't done anything since what day?
Saturday.
Saturday. And it is
Didn't you work today?
Tuesday.
No, on his
I
house.
didn't work on the house, meaning I relax at work. I'm the boss, so I just stand at the table and tell everyone else what to do.
So what do you have left to do at your house?
Well, today I have to go back to the house because I have my heating inspection tomorrow, and I have the ductwork that's in the closet. I have to frame a wall and drywall that before he gets there to inspect it. And then it's just baseboard, the stairs. They're doing the shower tomorrow, and siding. That's it.
Did you find a siding guy yet?
I got 2 guys giving me a price.
There you go.
Find out.
Okay, I'm going to have a little snack, my little pre-portioned pretzels for 3 points, and a sugar-free lime jello for 0, and some water. So it's 3 points added on to my breakfast, brunch, whatever. Okay, for dinner, I'm going to have a cheese brat with some Ritz crackers and a jello pudding for dessert, and some iced tea. Okay, that's it for tonight. So, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.